Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to Geek U on Radio Free Radford with Lucas Goad. I apologize for the bit of the delay. I was setting some stuff up. I was walking here all the way to Porterfield, and I apologize to you, my beautiful audience. So, what I want to talk about today is, apparently the Black Panther reviews, the review embargo isn't uplifted yet. It's supposed to start on February the 6th, but the actual, social media embargo on Twitter actually lifted, and from all I'm gathering, the movie's great. It's one of Marvel's best, apparently, which I'm excited because I have been really looking forward to the Black Panther movie. I may have said it a couple of times on my show, but I think Black Panther absolutely stole the show in Captain America Civil War. And I'm just happy to hear that his movie is good. I hope it's as good as everybody on Twitter has been saying. And the Ant-Man and the Wasp trailer came out. And yeah, it looks crazy. Everything that you would expect from an Ant-Man and Wasp movie, people shrinking down and everything. It just looks super exciting, and I can't wait to see that movie. But that's it for the news today. Today on this episode, I want to talk about something a little bit different. As we all know, the big game, I'm not going to say what it is this Sunday. And it's the Eagles and the Patriots. Now, you're probably thinking, Lucas, you're a geek. You shouldn't be into football. Well, I'm a living contradiction, my friends. I happen to be one of the biggest football fans you'll ever meet. My favorite team is the Green Bay Packers, and yeah, super sad about them not making the playoffs, but, you know, Aaron Rodgers thought it would be funny to get hurt, so kind of upset about that, but hey, there's always next season. And my prediction for the game, see, I feel like both of these teams are really evenly matched. Eagles don't have Tom Brady, but the Patriots don't have the running game that the Eagles have. But over the weekend, since my last episode, I did a little bit of a simulation. It was completely legit. And it was on Madden, and I can confidently say that the Philadelphia Eagles are going to win by a score of 120-6. Now, I know what you're thinking. That doesn't seem possible. Well, Madden says that it is possible. You're probably also wondering, well, how did the Patriots score 6 points? I have no idea. Maybe the Eagles got busy binge watching The Office on Netflix, specifically the episode Safety Training, where it looked like Michael Scott was about to jump off a building and was acting to teach people the safety of the workplace. I don't know. I'm just making guesses. But in all seriousness, folks, I feel like this is going to be a very good game. I do not feel like there's going to be a 25-point comeback after halftime. I don't feel like there's going to be a 28-3 lead given up this time. But with the New England Patriots, the Super Bowl is always close. It gets kind of repetitive after a while, but before I start, I just want to say, go Eagles. But anyways, in honor of the big game this week, I will be making a football team comprised only of comic book characters. I will only be doing starters because I don't have a lot of patience and I can't do the backups because of that. Also, all heroes must have superpowers. Superheroes such as Batman or Iron Man will not be included due to the fact that I am taking into account their abilities. They can't have weapons during the games. But heroes like Hawkeye and Green Arrow are eligible, and you'll see why once I announce their positions. Anyways, let's go. Starting at quarterback. See, the quarterback is a position that requires a whole bunch of leadership and the ability to get everybody involved and trying to make everybody look better. And that's why our starting quarterback is going to be the one and only Steve Rogers, aka Captain America. Coincidentally, the guy who plays Captain America, Chris Evans, is a huge Tom Brady and Patriots fan. So if that turns you off, I completely understand why, but I still love you, Chris. Because, I know you're totally watching this. Anyways, running back. Now, running back requires a lot of speed, but you also got to have a lot of power. So, when coming up with who should be the starting running back, there are a lot of speedsters in comic books. There's Barry Allen, there's Quicksilver. But the hero that I chose was the Wally West version of the Flash. Now, I could have went with the Jay Garrick version of the Flash because he was a quarterback in the college in the comics. But I chose Wally because, well, he's the fastest Flash there is. I know there are a lot of Barry Allen fanboys that like to argue it, but Wally has just done a lot more impressive stuff, and I just think he would make a good running back. Anyways, at fullback, this may come off as an odd choice to some, but the fullback, he can be fast, but he also needs to be able to block and have a lot of strength to keep defenders away from the quarterback and the running back. And that's why our fullback is going to be the Tick. Now, the Tick has a ton and tons of super strength, and I feel like he has such a low IQ that you could be able to tell him the plays and they would be in his mind and he would just know what to do. He would only be thinking about those football plays. And if he has too low of an IQ, which, let's face it, it's the Tick, he's not the smartest, he'll just push people out of the way like he should, and you want him to. So, at wide receiver, I picked somebody that I feel like could stretch to hit the ball up in the air. And I chose somebody who can make his arms long enough to get the ball, or make his hands big enough. Pretty much any size you need to get the ball, he'll do it. And that is why I chose Ralph Dibny, aka the Elongated Man. Now, you're probably thinking, well, why didn't you pick Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic? Well, Mr. Fantastic, as great of a character he is, he's a giant nerd. And we don't want nerds on our football team. Now, of course, you might be saying, but Lucas, aren't you a nerd? No, I'm the cool kind of nerd. Reed Richards is the narc kind of nerd. Anyways, at our other wide receiver, some of you will be relieved to know that I did not leave this character out entirely, and that is the other Flash, the one from the TV show, Barry Allen. Wide receivers need a lot of speed, and I just feel like Barry Allen could get the ball and quickly score into the end zone. He would be like a Antonio Brown or Randy Moss kind of wide receiver. Anyways, off to our tight end. Now, the tight end needs to work as an offensive lineman and a wide receiver. And that's why I chose Hank McCoy, aka the Beast from the X-Men. I feel like he has the agility and the strength to be able to do whatever he wants with the football. Now, let's get to our offensive line. These are the guys that are going to be protecting Captain America. And starting at left guard, the invulnerable, bulletproof, super enhanced Luke Cage. I feel like this brother can just have his way with the defensive line and push them out of the way. And with Luke Cage, you would also have a lot of added charisma to your offensive line. If you've seen the Netflix series, you know. Anyways, off to our right guard. Somebody is begging for a shout out, and no, we did not talk about this last night, but whatever. Richie Goad, that's his name, and he is also my brother. Anyways, where was I? Oh yes, at right guard. The man who can turn his body into steel, Colossus. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, watch Deadpool the movie. You'll get a good idea of who this guy is. Not only is this guy super strong and super powerful and able to push opposing defenses out of the way, he also has a big heart and a big sense of what's right. So he'll be good for the locker room. You're welcome, Richie. Anyways, at center, Ben Grimm, the Thing. I guess you could say this will be your leader of the offensive line. The guy that needs to give the quarterback the football. And I can't think of anyone better to play center than Ben Grimm. If you read the Ultimate Comics, he used to play football and was a real athlete. And plus, the Thing is super strong, and he could be the glue that keeps the offensive line together and in check. Starting at left tackle, keeping with the patriotic theme, Nate Haywood, aka Steel. This guy is also bulletproof and super strong, and in Legends of Tomorrow, he can also turn his body into steel. I feel like him and Captain America would get along super well, due to the fact that they are both patriotic superheroes and both have ties to World War II. Now, let's get on to our defense. Starting at right end. Our right end needs to have some tenacity and some grit. And who better exemplifies grit and tenacity than the one and only, the guy who does what he does better than anyone else, but what he does isn't very nice. Wolverine. I feel like Wolverine has the tenacity to be able to get to the quarterback, whoever that poor soul may be. Also, he is also super strong, and in the comics, he's taken on the Incredible freaking Hulk. So I don't think a defensive lineman would be any competition for him. Anyways, at left end, our defensive line needs to be able to get through the offensive line. And the Martian Manhunter has the capability to phase through walls, so he can phase through the defense, or the offense, sorry. Anyways, defensive tackles. Our first defensive tackle is going to be Saitama, aka the Caped Baldy, otherwise known as the One Punch Man. This guy can get through defenses. I feel like he can get through offenses. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I apologize, folks. Anyways, I feel like all he has to do is push the offensive lineman out of his way, and he'll be able to get to the quarterback. It would definitely not be a good day for anybody in his way. Our other defensive tackle, the Vision from the Avengers. And my reasoning, same reason I said Martian Manhunter. So anyways, our linebackers for Superman and Shazam, they are extremely strong corners. Spider-Man, Nightcrawler, they can appear anywhere as our free safety, the Human Torch. Second safety, Cable, with his metal body and telepathy. He will be able to get to the defenses and read the quarterback's mind. At kicker, Oliver Queen, aka the Green Arrow. And as punter, Clint Barton Hawkeye. Their accuracy has to translate to their feet. Anyways, at punt returner, Bobby Drake. He'll be able to do some exciting returns as he glides through his ice with the football. At offensive coordinator, Booster Gold. At defensive coordinator, T'Challa, aka the Black Panther. He is the king. He defends his country, so he'll be able to teach the defense. Head coach, Professor X, aka Charles Xavier. Do I need to explain why? Waterboy, Howard the Duck, and mascot, Deadpool. Because who's more entertaining than Deadpool? And since I'm shallow, cheerleaders, Supergirl, Wonder Woman, and the Black Widow. Well, that's all I have for today, folks. Sorry I had to rush towards the end. Tyler's about to have a fire drill. Anyways, I love you. Peace out.